Get through the morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jodie and Hazy on Nova.
I really need a chit chat. Let's have a chit chat. It is so time for a chit chat.
Let's go, girl.
Oh boy, I've got a hankering for a chick chat.
Oh, do you what? We are joined by newsreader Abby this morning and also producer Zoe. Now, I have a question for Chick Chat. Why is it always assumed that women will buy the presents in the family? Why?
I'm not sure I'd be ticking that one, Andrew.
There we go. And this question has arisen because the other night we were on the way to the Bath Hotel to have dinner for my husband's brother's birthday. And in the car, on the way, he goes, you got John a present, didn't you? And I went, what? No, he is your brother. You be responsible and go and buy him a present.
But also you got him a present, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like it's your fault if you haven't.
Totally.
Excuse me very much,
And
Greggy.
I had said to him a week before, what are you getting John? I asked my sister-in-law, what would John like? I've done everything I can to facilitate it. But the actual job of going to buy a present, why did that fall to me?
Because I don't want to get sidetracked a little bit. Is just in amongst all the girls, is Greg annoying us a little bit at the moment?
But then he took it a step further and he goes, I could just, you know what I could do? I could give him that voucher you got from the Sofitel, because we've got a night at the Sofitel because I emceed a function for them and they gifted us an evening. He goes, I can just give him that. No, you can't.
Wouldn't have thought, Greg.
That is my present for me, for you and I.
Okay, I need a chance to speak here to represent all the male species.
Go on then.
It comes from a beautiful place in our hearts, not because we're lazy,
No.
but because we know that the ladies in our relationship are going to do a better job of selecting the right gift.
Why don't you just pile some more crap onto our plate?
Well,
Can you?
Well, I'll tell you what, you do such a good job. That's what happens.
Don't.
I know that's in a way gaslighting. Do you want me to give you some examples?
Yeah.
One time I got my beautiful wife, and we've spoken about this before, from Ned's, which coincidentally is in the shopping centre near my house. What's wrong with Ned's, by the way?
Nothing.
Don't you far out me. A jewellery box, to which Carl replied, I've never owned or wanted a jewellery box in my life. Then I got that little necklace from Tiffany down the road.
Yeah.
And she said, do you see me wearing anything else from Tiffany? I said, no, I thought I'd surprise you. You'd make your debut. She said, there's a reason I don't wear anything from Tiffany, because I don't like it. I don't know what I'm doing.
No, I know that.
We don't know what we're doing.
I know, but work it out.
No, it's too hard to work
Do you know what happened to me? My ex-boyfriend, he used
Which
to work,
one?
He used to work away. Well, he used to work away, and so he goes, "Oh, your birthday's coming up. You go and pick what you want, and I'll just put some money in your bank account."
Oh my God.
And then I
Well
cracked
done.
it one night, and I said, "No, this is bull." The next birthday or the Christmas, whatever it was, and I said, "You need to go and you need to get me a present."
Yep.
And he did so badly that I said, "Next time, just put the money in my account."
Yeah, it's just being practical. Just thinking practical.
Do you know, this is so, and I blame us women as well, because we just do it, because it's easier just to go and do it. When I split up from my first husband, I remember the Christmas after and the Christmas after that, I would still buy his family presents, because I just knew that if I didn't do it, he wouldn't do it, and they would get nothing.
Oh, but you did a bloody good job too, didn't you?
13, 24, 10. Let's do this. Who does all the present buying in your house?
Two
And how do you-
guesses as to who it'll
And
be.
how do you feel about it, ladies? That responsibility falling to you.
And the fellas, 13, 24, 10, how stressful is it? It's tough, isn't it, out there, you poor thing?
Do you know what's really stressful at Christmas when Dad sits there with his coffee and the presents are being opened and all that, and what'd you get? Oh, look at that! Because he's got no friggin' idea that Mum got the PlayStation for the kids.
Amber, can you answer this for me?
I still have no answers for that question.
Yeah.
But I did get my son Marvel tickets for the weekend for Christmas.
Yeah.
My husband got the credit for it because he took him to the thing.
Yeah.
And I got him like 3 rows back, centre stage, amazing tickets. And my son came home and goes, Dad's amazing.
Best dad ever.
And my husband just sits there with a massive smile on his face like, yeah.
Yeah, but this is the thing about you boys too. You're happy to take all the credit when things go well, and you've done none of the hard work.
I just sort of feel like it all comes back around again, doesn't it, Jones?
Oh, Amber, thank you so much. And good morning.
Good morning. How are we today?
Yeah, we're well, thanks. Your thoughts on this? I'm desperately keen to hear them.
Oh, you ready? Okay, so Hazy, you'd understand this. Your wife made the best decision to marry you, like my wife married me. She's always going to make the best decision to buy the right present. And when she does, it's a team effort because we're a team. It's a marriage. Come on, guys.
That's what I'm talking about, Ange. It all comes back around and it all works itself out in beautiful ways.
Goodness me.
It's a good call by Ange.
Yeah,
Like, he knows exactly what's going on.
Let's go to Tana.
Hey, I'll mow my own lawns if it means I don't have to buy the presents anymore.
Yes.
And I decided to dig in, and I was like, nope, I'm not doing it anymore. A couple of years back, I'm like, I'm done. You want to buy presents? You buy presents. I'm sick of it. And, you know, it got to the point where I was like, oh, just tell me what you want, and I'll go get it. And he's like, I don't know. And then it's the day, and I was like, nah, I'm done.
Oh.
So I was like, you are now in charge of presents. And then I felt really liberated until he outsmarted me and then just decided to give money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I still think that's what's so how are you feeling now about the situation, Tana? Do you regret anything?
Well, you know what? I don't, because you know what I did to punish him? I was like, you can write in the card. Boom.
He's like, I don't know how to write though.
That's the other thing we always have to do is write in the cards. Why can't men do that either?
Because you got better handwriting than us. Oh my gosh.
Goodness me.
Oh, it's tough out
I
there.
think you've
isn't it?
learnt anything this morning.
No, it's still a work in progress, and we're still trying to work it out as we go. But here's the thing: like, my wife will say to me, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I'll say, "I don't know," and then she'll get it right every single time.
Yeah.
And then I won't know what to get her, so I'll do something like cut my ear off and give it to her in a little package. It just doesn't work. It's not the
No.
same as when Vincent did it back in the day.
Yeah. I genuinely think Tana was right there. You need to practice, and then just get better at it.
Yeah. There's a message in all of this. I'll get back to you. What a weekend it was.
It was incredible. Live Golf. 94,000 people attended across the 3 days. And one man who was there yesterday was Peter Malinauskas, our Premier. Welcome.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
I just said you're a bit tired and you're like, I'm good tired.
Oh no, it's just a big weekend. I've got a number of responsibilities I've got to do across the weekend, particularly, talking to sponsors, and there are a lot of people who had come from interstate who are significant business owners and industry leaders. And so by the end, last night I was just starting to lose my voice, but honestly, it was just great to see the state come alive, and the power of it. People talk about how full are the hotels and how many bums on seats on planes were there and how busy restaurants were, and that's all important. Like that does matter, and we can measure those things. But the power of it is having the eyes of the nation on us, and actually people looking at South Australia in a different way, and that's what is really special, particularly at a time when we've got a good story to tell economically. So we're grateful for that.
Yeah.
Premier, how do you go with names? Everyone knows
Not
who
too bad,
you are.
Billy.
You would have to know so many people's names. I'm not talking about the hundreds and thousands of people that know you, but also when you said if it's an important businessman, you're trying to bring business to South Australia. Do you ever sort of slip up?
What happens is at the beginning of the day, I get a list of, who's in the facilities and who I'm going to thank. So I get a bit of a
Heads up.
or call it a cheat sheet, if you will. But no, one of the things that I enjoy about this job the most is I get to meet people in all different circumstances. You get to sort of really experience the extraordinary diversity of our state, in fact, the country. And that's what I really liked about yesterday, because I tried to walk around as much as I could, and there was just such a spread. There was the heavy hitters paying god-awful amounts of money to be there. But then, walking the course, there were a lot of young families there, a lot of women, a lot more women and young people there yesterday, which I don't know if you saw that when you were walking around, but I thought this is good. There's something for everybody, and that's important.
Geez, you'd have to deal with some very awkward social interactions as well sometimes.
I knew you were going to. Sorry.
We don't know exactly what this particular interaction entailed, but apparently yourself and Jodie already
now
had.
I'm embarrassed because I was going to tell this story not knowing that you were coming in this morning.
Right,
but I walked away from our conversation yesterday, and I don't know if you picked it up, but you said to me at the end, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
And I said back to you, thank you so much for coming. Like, what is running the event? You have to be there. And I just had one of those moments where I walked away and shook my head. I'm like, what is wrong with me?
So effectively, you got your coffee, and then the coffee person said, enjoy coffee, and you said, you too.
That's pretty much what happened.
No, I moved on pretty quickly, don't worry.
Good.
Don't worry.
But I did run into your beautiful wife, Annabelle, in the toilets when we were having a bit of a chat.
Oh, good.
And something nice for the Premier to do yesterday was to take your parents along to say thank you so much for babysitting our kids all week.
We've certainly allocated they've been under the pump, both Annabelle's parents and my parents, the last few months, to be honest. So it was nice to have them there.
Yeah. No, it's a nice thing for you to do.
Premier, do you sleep? Like, what? You're very busy. Seriously,
It's been a really intense start of the year, but we've got a lot going on. Like, there's an awful amount of work. In fact, I'm down at, after I leave here, we go down to Flinders Medical Centre, and we've got a lot going on in that area at the moment. And that's, I guess, where all the focus is. That and housing. They're the two things that occupy my mind the most. And we've got, economically, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the Commonwealth Bank do this State of the States report, and for the second quarter in a row, we're number one. We've never had that position before, ever in the history of the state. And so that's sort of humming along nicely. But our challenge is to make sure that if the economy's going well, how do we ensure that it isn't leaving people behind at the same time? And housing in that area is the thing that's really occupying our minds. And then there's challenges in health too. But we're trying to make as much progress as we can.
That's so above our pay grade, isn't it, Hazy?
Oh, sorry.
However, your thoughts on shoeies, because there were a lot of them yesterday.
Yeah, there were. Do you understand it? Do you get it?
I don't get it.
I don't. Look, all power to them. I got offered a few.
I was going to say, did you do it?
No.
Yeah.
No. No. And then some people said, oh, Bob Hawke scaled a few beers and stuff. I said, yeah, sure. He did that after he left politics. It wasn't while he was in politics.
Yeah.
So, no, look, people are having a good time. If they think drinking beer out of a shoe is a good thing to do,
Yeah, out of a Dunlop volley.
that's their call.
Yeah.
But where did it start? It's just taken on a life of its own.
Well, it was
so.
F1, wasn't it?
Was it
Ricardo.
F1? Well, Ricardo made it famous here, I reckon.
Yeah.
But I don't
Yeah.
reckon he started. It was somewhere else.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Someone will know the history. If you do know, send us a
The
text.
Shark did one yesterday, though.
Yeah, the Shark did one, and people went
Nuts.
absolutely nuts for it.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
good luck
obviously,
to them.
Premier, you've come from AA and now you're downstairs and you can have some fun. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you my shoe.
Oh, that looks delicious. Hey? All my dreams are coming
Just
true.
going to crack a beer.
It's more of a sandal than a shoe, then, mate.
Yeah.
It's small. It's a
don't-
midi.
It's midi.
Don't start us on the toe fungus either.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
disgusting.
Come on, Premier doesn't need to know that.
Premier, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks heaps,
Everything you
guys.
touch just turns to gold at the
No.
moment, so well done.
The state's in a good spot, but we've got a lot of work to do, so we've got to keep powering.
Hey, finally as well, nervous for Thursday night? A couple of beer outs for your Port Adelaide?
Bloody
You're
showdowns.
shocking.
The showdowns are just such hard work. Like, I was sort of 2 weeks ago, I was thinking, this might be one where we can go in and Port, hopefully we'd be looking good. But some big outs, Crows, I didn't see any of it, but everyone's telling me the Crows looked really good. And, Port's got some big injuries. So, and every time we know showdowns are close. So, just, now I have to go through all the angina and the sweating it out across the week. But, there's something special about showdowns. The state loves it, and hopefully people get to enjoy themselves.
Beautiful.
You're a busy man. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming in.
Thanks.
Bye.
Tup.
Cheers.
Here's what you're waking up to, Adelaide.
In the news today.
Breaking news.
What's in the news today?
Your post-snooze news.
Breaking it down for everyone this morning is Abby in the newsroom. What's been going on overnight?
Good morning. So the PM has called our domestic and family violence situation across Australia a national crisis. Essentially, thousands of people, not just women, also men who stood in solidarity with women, walked and rallied across the weekend in Adelaide. Ours was on Saturday morning at 11 at Parliament House. Yesterday there was one in Canberra. The Prime Minister was heckled there. He was asked by organisers to talk, but he was heckled, and he, continues to say that we need to do more, so he's calling a national cabinet meeting on Wednesday. But yeah, essentially, at the crux of it, 32 women have already died by the hands of an intimate partner this year. We're in April. It's disgusting, the figures, absolutely disgusting. So they're going to look at perpetrator research. They're going to look at also bail laws as well. But yeah, we're getting to the point now where something's got to be done. The amount of roundtables we've had, the amount of discussions we've had,
working.
and it's not working.
It's one woman every 4 days this year.
Oh, it's just absolutely insane. So I actually implore everybody, whether you're a man or a woman, to listen to the Imperfects podcast. They actually brought out the men who do the podcast put out an episode last week.
Oh, really?
All to do around male violence. It is one of the most, it will stay with me forever. I listened to it last week and it's just one of those podcasts that you finish that you just go, wow.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a responsibility to do something here about this. It's not just government, it's everybody.
You ever listen to The Imperfect?
No.
You would really enjoy it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I went through a bit of a rough patch last year and listening to that just made me realise that everybody out there is struggling, that everybody out there goes through some similar things, and it really, really helped me get through that period in my life. So I really implore everybody to have a listen to it.
Yeah,
There you go.
absolutely.
Well said, Abs.
Let's talk about Live Golf, shall we, for just a moment? So we just touched on it before. What is it? 94,000 people across the weekend.
Great result, which is what, an improvement of about 20,000 from last year.
It's just golf, but it's just golf on steroids. It's absolutely incredible.
It's party golf.
Yeah, party golf.
Like even watching it on TV and you're watching these guys tee off and you can hear it absolutely going off in the background a couple of holes over.
Yeah,
It's like, you don't see this anywhere
We were
else.
just standing there at one stage. We were on the watering hole, and this was belting out, and everyone, the 5,000 strong crowd, would have been around us, all just singing along. It was so much fun.
You're kidding. How good. Geez, I wonder if everyone was really singing that to the top of their lungs.
Was Tommy Wren on the microphone? This is a favourite of his.
Yes, Tommy was to my right. He was having a very good time, young Tommy.
Can be very vocal in these situations.
Yes.
A young Tom Wren.
Yeah, but well done to Adelaide. I mean, we just prove it time and time again, don't we? We just show up.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And that's why we keep on getting these big events. First of all, the Premier gets them here and we keep them here. It's bloody excellent.
We're going to talk about it just before 9 o'clock. I had a really super awkward conversation with the Premier.
I bet you did. I bet you did. And I bet you weren't the only one as well. How many people, after a few beers under the belt, are going, there's a Premier, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something that's completely stuff it up.
Oh, no. I'll tell you about it just before 9 this morning. But for goodness sake, Jodie, you know how we talk about when we say stupid things and we walk away and just shake our heads at ourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me yesterday.
You took it to a new level with the Premier. And he's sharp. He'll remember.
I know.
He remembers everything.
Newsy.
I was very quickly going to say, remember that time he came in here, though, and he said to us when he was leaving, hey, guys, if there's anything you can do for me, let me know. And you and I looked at each other and went,
Like, sure.
yeah. And then he goes,
Work
oh, my
something out.
God, did I just say if there's anything you can do for me? I met him.
Wait, other way around. Switch that around.
Anyway, I got one back yesterday, so
it
I'll tell you
happens,
all
so.
about it.
Looking forward to that. Looking forward to Thursday night as well. Showdown 55.
Yeah, a couple of injuries at Port, though.
Few injuries on both sides as well. Can you believe as well, though, it's 27 apiece?
Is it?
It's even.
Really?
27 wins each heading into Showdown 55. That's amazing.
Correct me if I'm wrong on this, and I might be, but does it feel like the last couple of years when the Crows shouldn't have won, they have?
100%. You bang on. So every time, there's been a couple of times where Port's gone in as aggressive favourites and the Crows have found something. They always say, just sort of for whatever reasons, it evens up slightly. It's going to even up even more so with, I don't reckon Rosie plays.
Right.
So he does have a hamstring injury and they're saying it's minor. He might play, he might not. It's a short turnaround. As if you're going to risk Rosie.
You're not going to risk Connor,
Probably
are you?
not. And of course, Alir is definitely not playing. Sam Powell-Pepper's not playing because confirmation he's done his ACL. And for the Crows, Luke Pedler's out as well. He's bunged his shoulder.
Yeah, right.
So there's injuries across the board. But for the Crows, Lockie Murphy and Jordan Butts played in the twos in the sample. So they'll probably come in.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Thursday night, first time. Showpiece Thursday night as well. It's going to be huge.
I love Thursday night footy because it
So do
feels
I.
like the weekend's coming early,
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Friday feels like an extension of the weekend.
So true.
All right, there you go. That's your post-snooze news. Shall we jump on in? It's hot. Very hot. But do you know what? It's getting really cold. I just want to stay in here forever.
What's happening?
Unless you're one of those people who doesn't believe in showering daily. Yeah, that's right. Experts say the daily shower has no proven health benefit, dismissing the dousing as a socially accepted practice geared towards staving off accusations of funkiness. As A-listers like Jake Gyllenhaal and Mila Kunis admit, they've been saying no to the nozzle.
Really?
I would die for Jake Gyllenhaal and Mila Kunis, but I'm still showering, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Even though they say don't do it. Mila Kunis said she only showers occasionally. And her husband, Ashton Kutcher, said he washes his armpits and crotch daily, but nothing else. Nice, Ashton.
What?
Fresh pits and bits. That's what it's all about. Come on. And everyone's jumping on board as well in terms of some of the experts.
Yeah.
Manhattan dermatologist Dr. Julie Rusak says that showers could strip away the skin's microbiome, whatever the hell that is,
Yep.
which plays a role in protecting the skin and is also extremely important in overall health of the body. And a chemist by the name of David Whitlock, Witsy, he said he was so adamant about preserving his dermal barrier that the bathing abstainer didn't shower for 12 years, instead opting to spray himself with good bacteria that he claims neutralises the body's smell-making chemicals.
no.
We can only assume that he means he's dousing himself in Lynx Africa.
I had an Uber driver the other day, and
here we go.
he smelled
delicious.
so bad that when I got out of the Uber, I took his smell with me.
Yeah, it's good.
Horrific.
Because it almost got into your soul.
Yeah.
I think we've all been in a situation like that where you're like, but also if you're the one who's smelling, you probably get used to it within 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you don't realise that you're smelling.
Yeah.
So I wonder if you've been showering or not showering for days and days. You're so used to your own odour that you think that there is no odour.
Yeah, correct.
That's what's going on.
How many times a day do you shower?
I shower at least twice a day.
Yeah.
The first time in the morning, I shower at like 4:30 in the morning. I get here nice and early to have a shower.
But
And sometimes I just sit there and stare at the wall and the shower washes away my tears. It's fine. It's all fluid, you know? That's me, just firing myself up in the shower at 4:30 in the morning.
You shower at work too, which is odd.
Yeah, absolutely. What's wrong with that?
Do you ever walk, for example, from the shower to the office in just a towel? Do you ever do that before everyone gets here?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I do.
Oh,
And
really?
like I've told you before, sometimes I'm wearing a towel and it's hanging and I'm not even using my hands. You know? Not this again, Jones. Not this again. At least it smell good, though. This is Nova 919, the home of squeaky, fresh hits that shower daily.
Now that's a joke.
That was a joke.
That's a joke. A joke. That's a terrible joke.
We believe in humour as the best medicine. For every situation, got a cough? Here's a joke. We'll fix it.
Exactly.
Stuff like that.
Okay, who wants to go first? Mine's a bit borderline too dirty.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
Well, we're led fearlessly and so courageously in this space by newsreader Abby. And good morning to you, Abs. Do you want to kick us off?
Good morning. Yeah, I never start, so I may as well.
All right, then.
Set the tone.
Mine's very short and mine's very blue, and I'll probably be fired.
Okay,
so I don't care though. Whatever. All right. Also directed more so at you, Hazy.
Okay, great.
Okay, ready? What's the difference between pink and purple?
Yeah, I like this joke.
What's the difference between pink and purple?
Not sure.
The grip.
Okay.
Do you get it? Do you get it, Hazy?
Definitely get it. What I don't
get it.
get, Joe, is why it's potentially directed at me. Okay. Oh, you want to go down this blue path here? Abs?
Yep,
All right,
definitely.
I'll go next. Here we go. Two guys are walking down the street and they come upon a dog who is licking its own you-know-what. You know? And one guy says to the other, geez, I wish I could do that. And the other guy replies, well, I'd start by patting him first. A bit of a miscommunication in terms of intentions and things like that.
Yeah, I get it.
Sometimes it happens.
Sometimes it does.
You've got to be so careful.
You've got to be so
All right, I
careful.
may as well bring this home then.
Yep.
A brunette, a redhead, and a blonde were in the obstetrician's waiting room to discuss their pregnancies.
Okay.
The brunette said she was certain she was going to have a boy because she was on top when she got pregnant. The redhead said she was certain she was going to have a girl because she was in the missionary position when she got pregnant. All of a sudden, the blonde burst into tears between sobs. The brunette and the redhead finally got her to tell them why she was so upset. She told them she believes she's going to have puppies.
The best part, Abs, the best part about this story is that Jones is the blonde.
Today has been disgusting, and we need to all go and rinse our mouths out.
Off the back of your anniversary a few days ago. That's crazy. Oh, there you go. I hope that helped you in launching your Monday. It's Jodie and Hazy. It's Jodie and Hazy in with you as we welcome producer Zoe, who's here to tell us about one of her mentors, and that is Kim Kardashian.
That's right. Anything
Stitch
Kim, I've got it. I've got it. She's my hero. But I can relate to her a little bit, and I think lots of people would be able to. Bear with me. She sounds precious, but there's a good reason. Anytime she ever gets a Starbucks coffee, for those who haven't been to Starbucks, they put a like cardboard sleeve around your coffee cup so you don't burn. Thank you. Yeah, if you could pass it over to me.
Yep.
Yep. It's got the cardboard around it so that you don't burn your hands. Kim will make her assistant, whoever she's with, take the cardboard sleeve off for her before she will have a sip of her coffee.
Oh, that's a bit precious, isn't
Yeah.
it?
And so that made headlines for all the wrong reasons because she sounds super diva-y. But the truth is she has a massive sensory issue and she cannot handle the feeling, the sound, the look, all of it, of the cardboard coming off of the coffee cup. So she said, yeah, it's true. I hate the feeling, like the sound, and whoever's with me like has to do it while I'm not looking. I can't see it be done. I can't hear it. I can't feel it.
Good Kim K there, Zoe.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a certain Kim K twang.
Also, just the use of the word like.
Yeah, like I can't like hear it or feel it.
It's like really annoying.
Yeah.
It makes,
Overusing the word like.
It
you
is
sound
like
silly
stupid.
and dumb.
I just think it's like just dumb.
That's a genuine sensory issue for
Yes.
our girl Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
And I actually don't think it's unreasonable. It is. She describes it as like nails on a chalkboard. The sound and feeling of the cardboard. I think everyone's got some sensory
Typical
issues.
Zoe going into bat for Kim
Kim
Kardashian.
Oh my God.
Well, she's my hero.
You would die for her, wouldn't you?
I want to be her.
Josie, you got any little sensory issues that tip you over the edge?
I think we've discussed this before. I think I've got misophonia, where
Yeah,
small sounds
you do.
really irritate me.
Know exactly the one you're thinking of
Yeah,
too.
yeah. There's a guy at my other workplace who aggressively blows his nose with alarming regularity.
Yeah.
And it does my head in.
Yeah, that would trigger you.
I've never said anything though. I've just said it on this show. I've never confronted him and said, "Mate, can you stop?"
Maybe just tell them to tune in, between 7:22
It's fine.
on a Monday.
And use this as therapy as well. Instead of waiting till Friday when you do Jodie's diary.
Do you have any weird ones?
Yeah, 13, 24, 10, what's your sensory issue? I've got a couple, I reckon. I've spoken about it before, even though I do it quite a lot at the cafe, and that is the sound of someone sipping their tea aggressively. That's my dad back in the day. Like he would just be sitting there watching TV at night and just all of a sudden... And you'd like, we get it, mate. We get it. You're
you love
really
tea.
enjoying your tea. The other one, though, as well, is the sound of swallowing.
Oh, God.
You do it like that.
That was a quick succession of swallows as well.
Do any of us do that? Do we gulp?
No, not that I know of.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't tell you, but I'd know.
Yeah.
I'd 100% know.
Okay.
Because people that are loud swallowers, I mean, it's not their fault clearly, but it just tips you over. It's an ASMR thing for me as well.
Oh, yeah, okay. 13, 24, 10, get involved this morning. Do you have any weird sensory things that trigger you?
And no judgment.
No.
No judgment at all.
If Kim K's got them, and she's the best of us.
I mean, Kim K, we can all connect with Kim K. Is that right, sir?
Can't we all relate to Kim K?
Your sensory issues that tip you over the edge. Can we go to newsreader Abby? Because feel like Abs.
'Cause I feel-
just going to take a bit of a random shot here. Feel like you might have a couple.
Like everything annoys you.
Well, I hate being touched, so yes, it does.
You let him kiss you on the forehead in the morning,
but that's hazy. So
Minimal though. It's minimal too.
yeah, like he's got to stand 5 feet away and just a quick mwah on the forehead.
We hug sometimes.
Sometimes we hug. I have misophonia as well.
Yeah.
I really struggle if I'm on the phone and someone's doing something else, i.e. like cooking or whatever. You running the other day when you called me, you were walking. I was about to kill you, but I'm like, just suck it up and don't say anything. Yeah, I've got that. And then also when I get into bed, I do the weird foot thing down the bottom of the bed. Like it's got the sheet. If the sheets aren't nice and flat, I've got to get up and like remake the end of my bed because the sheets have to be all nice and flat for my feet to feel nice. It's
There you
weird.
go. That is really weird.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Probably explains why I'm single.
No.
I'm going to think of a few other reasons. All right, we're taking your calls this morning on 13 24 10, your weird sensory issues that tip you over the edge. Let's go to Tash. Good morning.
As we were growing up, our dad would always wake up and have a cup of tea in the morning. He would swirl his spoon around at least 10 times and then tap it 3 times on the edge of the mug just to wake us up.
Just like that. I can relate to this, Tash. My mum, Colleen, does it as well. She'll make a cup of coffee first thing in the morning, and it's just the excessive stirring, isn't it?
It would drive us nuts, especially if we'd had a big night the night before.
Yeah, you just want to have a nice little sleep in, and all you can hear is tapping.
Ting, ting, ting. So that's clearly just part of the therapeutic process of making a tea.
I think it is.
Going through the process. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Steph, good morning. Weird sensory issues. Hit us.
I cannot listen to people brushing their teeth. Just the sound of it is horrible.
What are we talking, Steph? We're talking old school with the brush or an electric toothbrush as well?
Either of them. The sound of it is horrible. I can't even listen to myself. I have to do it in the shower so I can't hear it.
I just wonder what sort of condition your teeth are in, Steph. You're so anti against brushing.
You know what? No, I have no fillings, no nothing. I brush them twice a day.
Oh, there you go.
All of that.
There you go.
There's something in that.
How do you go at the dentist? I'm going for a clean at the dentist today, Steph. Can you cope with that?
I put headphones in.
Put headphones in. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
Okay. Good morning, Emma.
Good morning. How are you both?
Good, good. What tips you over the edge?
Cotton buds. Cotton balls, sorry.
yeah,
Cotton
right.
balls.
Just the texture.
It's gross. It's like corn flour. It's this weird... Mum used to have a jar when we were kids and, you know, we would use it for, like, makeup removing sort of stuff. Oh, nah, even the thought of it now, it's just gross. It just does something to you.
That's good.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
There you go. Everyone's got their own little perks or quirks, rather.
Let's keep going with this. I reckon 13, 24, 10.
I
Give
feel
us
like
a
this
call.
is therapeutic.
I think it's good for people with cotton ball issues.
They just want to get it off their chest.
Yeah.
Didn't know it was a thing. Turns out it's very much a thing. 13, 24, 10, your sensory issues off the back of Kim Kardashian, her little issue with coffee cups and those little bits of cardboard that go around them. Let's just get it off our chest.
Come on, guys. Let's go to Melanie. What is it, Mel?
People cracking their knuckles.
Oh yes, well done.
Yes.
Yeah.
And do you find there are some people that just do it all the time?
Yes, there is. And my head flicks around, you know, that you just get that sudden flick and I just glare.
Yeah.
And I feel like my fist goes up and it's like I'm going to punch you.
Wow.
Jeez, Mel. What about your presence of cracking the knuckles? And then there was a study, I reckon, maybe a year or so that came out that said actually cracking your knuckles doesn't give you arthritis. It's not that bad for you. So for poor people like Melanie, we're like, oh my gosh, there's not even health side effects to it anymore.
No. Do you crack your knuckles?
No, I don't. No, it feels weird.
Yeah,
You know, people pull their fingers and crack it.
Yes, why?
I'll try and do it.
Oh, no, don't! Yuck.
Oh, I've dislocated my finger.
Good morning, Cassie.
Good morning, guys.
What?
I can't touch marshmallows.
Oh.
Oh, no.
I can't.
Really?
Like chalk on a chalkboard. I can't touch them.
They are a little bit powdery, aren't they?
Ugh, yeah, I'm getting the ick just thinking about it.
What a sad little hot chocolate you must have.
I still have the marshmallow. I just like maneuver it in without touching the marshmallow.
Really? Okay. So how do you do that? By the way, you've got to use it with a knife and fork or something.
No, I just because I usually get them with takeaway cups. So I just take the cup, like the lid off, and I just pour it in.
Yeah, gotcha.
And put the lid back on.
Yeah, right.
Marshmallow hater.
There you go.
Thanks,
Pull little
Cassie.
marshmallows. Sure, they probably need to go to the gym and tighten up just a little bit, but hey, they're doing their best.
Sue, what's your weird sensory issue?
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
I can't touch wood.
Oh.
No.
Do you know how difficult it is to find a rolling pin?
Oh,
that is
gosh,
not
okay.
wood?
Right.
Do you want to know where I actually found one?
Where?
New Zealand.
They're so progressive, the Kiwis. We've
random.
always said that. So what happens? What do you feel? Do you get what sort of sensations do you get, Sue?
It's a real. I can only describe it as an ick, but it's just I can't touch it. It just goes through my whole body. Where a wooden spoon, anything cannot do it.
Yeah, that's
horrible.
unbelievable, isn't it?
Goodness me.
Producer Zoe was telling us as well that she's got a very close friend by the name of Tallulah who's got the exact same thing. Can't touch a wood rolling pin.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
The wooden rolling pin.
Sue, do you know other people that have this phobia?
No, my husband just thinks I'm weird.
Yeah. You should start a group though, Sue.
I do have one other one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Eating. Loud eaters
eating.
when they're chewing.
Yeah.
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 When you chew with your mouth open, it just
No good.
sends people into an absolute different stratosphere.
One of my kids does that. I lose my mind.
Oh, and how old's this particular kid?
She's 11.
Oh, grow up. Seriously. For goodness sake. Shut your mouth.
How many times do I have to tell you? Eat with your mouth shut.
Eat with your mouth shut. There you go. It's quite therapeutic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, those little sensory issues that we have. Oh, good. All right, let's get into a bit of the Black Eyed Peas. Oh, sorry, Jodie. Excuse me. catching up with a couple of people who we may not be friends with now, because I feel like the cornerstone of a good friendship is knowing the other
someone's
person's name.
Yeah, I get it. I'm so sorry. Let's bring them in now. They are from the Cheap Seats. It is Mel and Tim. Good morning.
I've made the same mistake, so I still make that same mistake, so don't worry about it, guys. Call him Tom, he doesn't mind.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, Hazy. Hey, Karen. Lovely to speak to you both.
I'd rather Tom than Karen too, by the way.
Oh, my goodness. Now, I do have a bone to pick with you two, actually, so now we're even that I've called you the wrong name. So sometimes when I'm working at Channel 10, just in the newsroom, we go and do silly stories about cows, and you just have a chat to the cow and you think, this won't go anywhere. This is just me being an idiot. And then next minute, you get all these text messages from people saying, oh, my God, you've made the promo of the cheap seats.
That's 2 mistakes, Jodie.
Yeah.
We're counting. Maybe that's why they sent you on the cow stories, because the big news stories, they can't
I'm
risk
no
it.
good.
Just on that, I think we've got that grab. But before we do, there are obviously some great historic television interviews over the time. You think Frost Nixon, you think the Diana interviews with Martin Bashir, and then you get Jodie chatting to a cow.
Do you plan on pooing on anyone today, Jill?
That's top shelf.
Wonderful insights.
I feel honoured to be added to that illustrious list of your interviewees.
Yes.
You have talked to a cow and now you've talked to us.
Oh.
This is huge.
Oh, listen, I do love you too. You do such magnificent work on this show. How did you first work out that you have this beautiful chemistry together where you can just bounce off each other?
We're still trying to work that out.
Actually, can I answer now, Mel? Sorry. Literally, we were just put together. We've done a few Have You Been Paying Attention episodes together, and I don't know if you've seen that show. You know, you've got the likes of Sam Pang, Kitty Flanagan, Marty Sheargold. They're fantastic. They're all about 75 years old. So I think we just bonded over our youth. And then Channel 10 came to us and said, you know, we've run out of NCIS. Would you guys like to get together and do a show? And fortunately...
And I said, you can talk to my agent. And Tim said, please.
So it's like you guys, you know, occasionally in the media you don't like each other, but you do have to work together, and you guys seem to pull it off pretty well.
Speaking of that, Tim, the media can be very, very tricky in terms of relationships, etc. Are you at the stage now where people are aggressively tipping you off, and maybe some media people are trying to throw other people under the bus by giving you guys content?
Well, Jodie, I don't know if you can answer this, but we've become aware that since the show started, journos will sometimes do a story and then they'll send a WhatsApp message saying, I hope this gets me on the cheap seats.
Yes, we get that sometimes where if this doesn't get me on the cheap seats, nothing will. They'll be like abseiling down a building or something.
Or talking to a cow about its digestion. And you just go, but Jodie, is that are you aware of it? Does that happen in the newsroom?
There are certain people in the newsroom who would most definitely do things on purpose to try and get on the cheap seats. I, however, am not one of them. Whenever I hear I've ended up on the cheap seats, I go, oh, for the love of Christ, what have I done now?
That's the thing. Often we go to awards nights and you'll see someone that we've mentioned on the show, and it's a real, either they're happy to see us or they've got an active restraining order against us. So it's a real weird mix.
Yeah, when they're always like, I've actually just got to go to the bathroom. You're like, okay, all right, not a fan.
Not a fan.
Oh, guys, well, no, I genuinely am a big fan of your show. I love your work, and it returns this week, doesn't it? 8:40 on Channel 10 and 10 Play.
Yes. Guys, thank you so much for having a chat with us.
Thank you. And we'll be watching Jodie, you on 10, and Hazy, you on 7. We love watching Adelaide News. So if you can give us some stuff, if there's some more cows out there.
Yeah, that'd be really handy.
We need it. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
No problem.
Joe, it's a very interesting headline in the Advertiser today. It reads, should kids be given mental health days of school?
Okay, it's an interesting one. They're saying when a young person is diagnosed with a mental health condition, professionals suggest that they might need a day or two off school. What are your thoughts?
This is a new age, and this is somewhere where I've been split in two different generations. So the first generation is, without actually knowing about it, it is particularly for young blokes, hide your feelings at all costs.
Yes.
Under every single circumstance. And I grew up on the farm, and not because my dad used to do it, but I think he just sort of naturally used to think that's probably what you do. Versus now, and 10 to 15 years later, it's all about speaking about what is going on, because if you don't and you let it absolutely ball up, then bad things can happen. And it has happened. I've lost 2 friends to suicide. So it's a genuine split generation. I just want my son to be able to, he's 6 years old, I want him to be able to tell me exactly what's going on inside his head, and not feel like he has to hold on to absolutely everything, because that would be the difference between my generation and his generation, and who knows, it could save all sorts of things.
Well, you were saying he already is showing signs of being a bit insular when things are going on.
Yeah, so we know, and my wife knows more than me because she's so unbelievably intuitive at those sort of things. She knows when there's stuff going on.
Yeah.
And also the fact when we hear from the teachers and everything's good and it comes home and sort of maybe acts out a little bit.
Yeah.
But then even I can pick it up when I pick him up from school, and I get flashbacks to when I was a kid. I'm going, how's school? Good.
Yeah.
What have you been up to? Not much. What was your favourite part? Oh, nothing. Just the one-word answers.
Yeah.
Versus, you just hope that your kids coming through get to a space where they can speak about what's on their mind plus a little bit more.
I think this is a really good idea. I was for a little while there taking each of my kids out individually just for mummy-daughter day.
Yeah.
Just so you have that one-on-one time without the other kids around and you can really get to know what's going on. And they loved it and I found that really beneficial. I would like it if my kids could turn around and say, Mum, I'm overwhelmed at the moment for whatever reason and I just need a day off. Because I remember feeling that way in high school. Did you? Sometimes it was just the workload and it was just, things mightn't be going well with your friends and you just wanted a day at home to sleep. And I don't think that's a bad idea. And I think teaching our kids to preserve their mental health is a wonderful thing to teach them. However, it could get a little bit tricky when they turn that around and take the PI55.
That's
I need a mental health day. Well, do you, or you just don't want to go to school today?
So, and I think we very much agree on this, and we don't want to sound like hard asses, but the difference between mental health and potentially having a bad day.
Yes.
There is a difference, a big difference between feeling bad about things because they're not going away versus genuinely having depression.
The article makes a good point. Ask them regularly how they feel on a 10-point scale. So how do you feel today out of 10? If you notice a pattern of them being like 5, 4, 4, 4, then obviously it's becoming a developing issue. So
That's a
probably
good idea.
way to monitor it.
We should start that here every morning.
How do you?
Every morning at 5:30. How are you feeling this
How
morning?
do you feel out of 10? Because sometimes I walk in and your face, whoa.
Probably because I pressed a button and now something really bad happening in the system.
Like the whole network's gone down because you pressed the wrong button.
Should we start this today? How are you feeling, Hazy?
I'm feeling a 9.
Yeah?
A 9.5. I'd say almost close to a 10 because I
How
had a
you
very easy weekend.
How you feeling, Jodes?
I'm about, I'd say solid 8.5.
Nice.
All right.
What about you?
You abs?
I'll go with a 6.
6. At this point, we'll take that. We'll take that for sure.
13 24 10. We're taking your calls on this one. Stacey, is this a good idea?
Absolutely. I've done it with my own kids before, so I'm all for it. And I think as adults, if we struggle with our own mental health or anxiety or pressures of work and we have time off just for our own mental health, why not our children?
So your kids Sorry, you go.
I was going to say, I think kids these days, and particularly teenagers, have so much more pressure than what we did as kids and teenagers.
Well, it's the social media pressure.
Social media's
Absolutely. And, the school and friendships and everything.
Yep. Beautiful.
I'm all for it.
Thanks, Stacey. Thank you so much. Maria, good idea?
Yeah, great idea with maybe one little tiny clause. And that would be as long as the child, teenager or younger, is not left to be on a device all day. Because I think that then becomes sort of, it just takes away any positive effects of having a mental health day. If they can be outside or doing something nurturing or hanging out with a parent, I think that is the ideal. But if it's just a matter of I'm just going to sit on my device and scroll for however many hours, I think that defeats the purpose entirely.
And I guess too, Maria, you make such a great point. But then is that a flow on for parents in the workplace too? Can you go to your workplace and say, I've got to spend the day with my child because they're having a mental health day? Where does that all sit?
Look, I don't know. I don't have the answer for that, but I know that the whole thing of, I guess it's convenient, and I get that, and kids want it. I get that as well. But in the work that I do, I see it, and it just is. It just defeats the purpose. So unless we can come up with a plan, and maybe it has to be a plan thing, that you can take a carer's leave day or something. And I mean, it does make it. I guess you have to be more organised and more. It's going to take more effort, but just to do. Doesn't have to be the whole day, but maybe, that you're actually spending time with that child to support them and to find out, like you said, what's going on. And maybe that won't happen like in the first hour of you hanging out. Maybe they need their own time, but gradually they will be able to share perhaps more about what's going on in their lives.
Yes. Thank you, Maria.
Very well said. You could probably say that it'll be in the same category. It's quite obviously common if you leave work to go home to care for a sick child.
Yeah.
So it could almost be blanketed in the same category.
Yeah.
You'd think. Oh, there you go.